Who still uses the mobile phone when they're operating a car? Well, there's not many people who don't, who can honestly say that they don't. It's an epidemic that honestly you see every single day whilst you're driving around, with people with their head in their lap texting, people actually talking on the phone like this because they don't think that that constitutes actually using the mobile. But what we're going to try and do today is help you out with a few of the legalities, maybe things that you didn't know regarding using these things. Quite simply, the law states you cannot use a handheld mobile device when you're driving. So we need to park. I shall park in. But what is the definition of parking? Would it be okay now if I touched my mobile phone and picked it up? The stop start has made my car turn off. But is actually the car turned off? Well, no, and it needs to be. So let's recap. To use a handheld mobile phone, you need to be parked. And in the highway code, it states to be parked, you need to be obviously in a safe place and your engine needs to be switched off. So is it now okay to use my mobile phone? Well, this is a grey area that I haven't been able to actually find out from Merseyside Police. I've heard a few stories where people have actually turned the car off, but because the keys are still in the ignition, they've actually still got done for using a mobile phone. So all I'm wondering, is there anyone who knows in the comments the legalities of this? I haven't pushed my contact in Merseyside Police, but it is something, like I said, that's been brought to my attention. For me, I think turning the car off is totally fine. You're not now driving. In this car it's not so bad because we obviously haven't got a key, the key's in my pocket, so therefore what else could I do? But if you do have the key in the ignition, I would still advise to take that key out and maybe even put it up on the dashboard or put it on a seat next to you to make sure that you're within the law. So what do some people get caught out with? Well, honestly, this situation is an absolute classic. People think the lights are on red, the car's stopped, I'll even put my handbrake on and take it out of gear. I'm not driving. And then they'll go to pick up the phone. No, you'll get points for it. What about this one? Is this something that you've done? You think, damn, forgot to charge my phone before I come out. Doesn't matter. Again, I'm stopped at a set of lights. I'll plug my charging cable in, pick up the charger and connect it to the phone. Is that alright to do? Quite simply, no. You are still operating your handheld device. You should be parked with your engine switched off. Again, at another set of traffic lights, and this is often where people feel that urge to just pick up that phone and look at a message. Well, again, if you're spotted, and funnily enough there's a police vehicle to the left, although it's just a scientific support one, but if the police spot you even doing that, you're going to get done. You're going to get points for it. Don't touch these things whatsoever. Leave them in the glove box. Put them in there. Put them out the way. If you need to use your mobile, park in somewhere and turn your car off. What about this situation? What about going through a drive-through and you're going to use your phone to actually pay for your order. Now, what are the legalities behind that? What if there was a police car in that car park looking at you? Could they do you for this as well? So, to make sure we're going to be within the law, what are we going to do? I'll show you. When the car's secure, turn your car off. And only then, go for your phone and make the payment. When payment's made, put your phone back and don't touch it. And only then, start your car again and go and pick up your order. So can you use your mobile phone whilst you're driving if it's in a suitable holder? Well, I'm not actually going to say one way or the other, because there's no in the world I'm going to encourage anyone to use the phone. There are certain situations where you would be within the law to operate your phone. But what most people don't realise, that if you were operating your phone, even if it was in one of these cradles, and you had an accident, can you still be prosecuted for it? Of course you can. And that's the thing that people don't realise. So the best place for these things whilst you're driving, honestly, is in the glove box. But what if we needed to use this for a sat-nav? Luckily enough, my car's got an inbuilt sat-nav and I can operate it from the controls of the car. Sound, which again, I will add, only do when you're parked in with the engine off. Never do it on the move, because your attention's going to be taken away for too long. You'll end up having an accident. But if you had to use your mobile phone as a way of navigating you to your destination, that's fine. But again, plumb it in. Make sure you've got it in good view. Make sure you do everything while the car's off. And then when you've got the route planned, then start off, so you don't have to touch it. Okay, I've swapped seats. I'm now in the instructor seat, and there's a good reason for it. Quite soon, over the next coming months to be honest, the examiners are probably going to be swapping over to conducting the test with mobile tablets. They're going away from the paper and the pen. But that's fine to do. But why is it different for instructors? Why can't instructors use mobile devices whilst we're teaching? Well, there's one good reason for this. The driving test is the only time where the learner driver or provisional license holder is allowed to drive unaided. The rest of the time when they're on the lessons, they're being accompanied. And that makes it illegal for us to use iPads, mobile phones, or anything. So any instructor out there who is still using the iPad while the car is in movement and it's not parked and turned off, you need to change, because you're breaking the law. Now, I'm not going to start lecturing people about the dangers of using a mobile phone, but some people forget. Even the other week, I had a pupil on a part 2 training session, a driving instructor test, and we had a young child run out from behind a parked car. Just imagine if that incident, you were just texting or you were just looking at your phone. Honestly, it doesn't bear thinking about. And things are real. Little story. A friend of the family, their lad years ago, he wasn't on his phone, but he was on a national speed limit dual carriageway, and there was some roadworks, and one of the road workers stepped out from behind the lorry and got hit. He got hit by the car. He got killed instantly. Now, it's a terrible situation, but it was also terrible for the driver, Had all kinds of problems. He had a nervous breakdown, he lost his job, he lost his marriage. So it doesn't just affect the person that you are going to kill when you take your attention away for that little second. Just have a look at this video and see how little attention that this lady pushing a pram was whilst crossing the road. This lady's just walked out. Imagine if a cyclist had been coming towards us. So, crossing in between cars and a busy morning rush hour, she's using a phone. She doesn't look right whatsoever and walks out without looking. What if a motorbike had been overtaking the red car? As an instructor, I still have a couple of problems sometimes getting my pupils to operate certain car controls without staring at them too long. Even the rear demister, it's one button. So you imagine how simple a task that is, then compared to even ringing someone on your phone. On your phone, you've got to unlock it. You maybe got to tap in your passcode. You've then got to open your contacts. You've then got to find who you would like to ring. And I know certain situations it's easier than that. However, the point that I'm making is it takes your attention away from the road. And I assure you, that phone call or that text message, it's not worth killing someone. I hope that's helped. But I do have one reservation. How many people are actually going to pay attention to the information that I've just put across in this video and stop using these things when you're driving, when you're operating a car? I doubt it's going to make much difference, but please let you be the one who just changes their attitude towards driving and using these things. As always, thanks a lot for watching. Keep safe. I'll see you soon.